Hello, hello, hello. So when it a bit of a code, which is part of the reason why I was unable to do Techie Talk last week. We all came down with colds. But anyway, let's get this party started. I'm Lauren Young Durbin. I'm a career transition coach working with mid-career women who are in their mid-careers who are looking to change their careers or pivot within their industries. And those are the people I work with. And every Tuesday, almost every Tuesday, I do a Tuesday Taiki talk. And I talk about different um, different subjects that are relevant to making a career transition or life. Because part of being a career transition isn't siloed into like, oh, it's just my career. It affects your entire life. You have to find time to do it, usually while you're working, while you're handling other responsibilities. So sometimes I talk about things that don't seem directly related to career transitions or career changes. But I'm here almost every Tuesday at 12 o'clock. If there's a change, we'll let you know. And I'm so excited because we often have guests. We're starting to have guests now. We'll have a guest next week. And no, sorry, not next week. I'll be gone next week. So there will be no Type Talk next week. The week after, April 4th. Yes, April 4th, we'll have a guest. We're very excited about her. So let's get the party started. This week, our conversation is going to be about motivation. And I'm sure you've all, by this point in your life, you've heard about motivation keeps you going. It's one of the things that I personally have to tap into when things get tough because I just have tons of stuff going on and I'm sick. So it you have to tap into that motivation well. And the first step of that, excuse me, the first step in tapping into your motivation isn't, oh, were you motivated by in general specifically? You need to start with more generally. Are you motivated by positive reinforcements or negative reinforcements? Like my oldest twin, he is very, very motivated by positive reinforcements. You know, if he does something, you go, yay, Michael. He gets very excited. He's like, I can do this again. He does it again. Negative motivation, negative reinforcement doesn't work quite as well with him. With my younger twin, and we're still trying to figure that out. He just does his own thing. But if you are motivated with positive reinforcements, it's the congratulations, it's the acknowledgement, it's knowing that you fulfilled a goal. That's what motivates you, generally speaking. If you're motivated by negative reinforcements, I need to think of a better word for that. Negative is such a negative word. Negative reinforcements, you're motivated by, sounds weird, not failing, but that's true. You're motivated by not failing. So you're driven by those things, or something that's not positive, like, oh, I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't I don't want to be punished in some way. So that's a negative reinforcement. So once you narrow it down, you figure out if you're motivated by positive or negative reinforcement, you can move on from there and get more specific. So for a lot of people, there are different kinds of things. Some things are very common. Family versus the motivator. I have got this. I don't know if you can see this. This is not doing well. I have a little thing. That's my dad. Those are I call them my boys, my twins and my husband. And I have a little placard that says my loves, my motivation. So when I really don't feel like doing something, I dig deep or I look over and I see their little smiling faces. And, well, I guess my husband has a little smiling face, but and that gets me to do one more thing. If family or friends or whatever it is gets you motivated, you can always get a little placard like that. Oh, look, that works. A little placard. I got mine through Shutterstock. You can get it through any other photo things, probably from stores like Staples or Walgreens, whatever. My mom actually got this is Hallmark. My mom got one of these for Christmas. So basically what I'm saying is that put up whatever motivates you on something that you can see regularly. So family or friends or if something like that is motivated for you, make sure you have it present and you think about, okay, so it's my family. What is it about my family? So for me, it's not just like my family in general. It's like I have these two boys. I want to give them the best life I possibly can. And for me, that means having them have as many options with few not boundaries, few obstacles as possible. Not paved, life isn't totally easy, so not that kind of thing. I want to be able to give them a great life where they'll be able to make decisions based on what they're interested in and that kind of thing. So when that's what gets me going. Like today, last week, I couldn't physically couldn't do it, but sometimes I don't feel like doing talkie talk. But um, I made a commitment to you. I made a commitment to myself, and I made a commitment to my boys to, they don't know, to do what I need to do to make this business a success. And Pikey Talks are part of that process. So moving on. So what are some other motivate? I'm looking for a second, make sure I don't have any comments over here. Okay, that's right. All right. So So other than family, kids, that kind of thing, another thing is financial freedom. And that changes for everybody. That's different for everybody. So you have to think about, what does financial freedom mean to you? Does that mean that you are debt free? Does that mean that you have a certain amount of money in the bank? Does that mean that you're set up for retirement, and what that number is? It could be all those things. It's probably all of those things, and that's a motivator. That it's a very general motivator, I would say. So I would tell people to pick one to focus on for 6 months, a year, or however. Um, and that way you can really have to visualize it, whether you put it up on a vision board, you put the number, make the number your password, um, whatever it is, figure out something very specific that you can hone in on. So when you don't feel like doing something, you're like, okay, well, if I don't do this, I'll be further from my goal. Or if I do this, you can reward yourself. If you're like positive reinforcements, you can watch TV show. I recently got into Too Hot to Handle. Anyway, you can watch an episode or something, or you can read I don't know. And whatever your positive reinforcement is to get you moving, that might be one of the things you do. So another thing is trips. People like to travel, freedom in general. So you can print out pictures or make it the pictures of where you want to go on your screensaver. You can put it on your phone. I have my boys on my phone. That's my wallpaper on my phone. But what's really important is to, one, figure out, are you motivated by negative reinforcement or positive reinforcement? And once you figure that out, it makes it easier to figure out your specific motivations, whether it's friends, it's family, taking care of them, financial security / financial independence, a trip, buying a house. That's also a big one. So once you hone in on what the specific is, I would suggest that you make it visible and visual. So one of the things that I've heard, and I use it myself, is that you take whatever your motivation is or wherever your goal is, and you make it a password. You have so many passwords nowadays. Whether you want to make it, they tell you not to make it all passwords. But goodness gracious, how many passwords can you actually remember? One time. So make whatever your motivation or goal is a password. So let's say it's a house. You can put new house 1, 2, 3 exclamation point, whatever. So that way it's constantly being reinforced, even if it's subconscious. You're typing it in multiple times a day. You can put it on your vision board. If you do your vision board, put it somewhere you can actually see it. It's called vision board for a reason. You have to be able to see it. You have to be able to view it. I say that somewhere. I do vision boards every year. I have to redo mine this year. If I suggested have it a little placard. I forgot where it was. It's here. There it is. Something you put on your desk. If you don't want to have like an actual placard, you can put it on your as a screensaver on your computer or on your phone. Just something that has constant reminders. So when you're just like, I do not feel like doing this anymore, it's there. You have it there. You can like take a break, look at it, remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing and why it's important to you, why it's important for you to succeed. And that'll get you going for the times where you just don't feel like doing it. Because let's be honest, we all have those moments where we just don't feel like doing whatever it is that you need to do. But we need, sorry, we need to make sure that we do it because, life's too short, to be honest with you. All right, so that's going to wrap up this week's Taiki Talk, where we're talking about motivation. And I invite you to come back here every week. Not next week. I will not be here next week. But when we return on April 4th, I like saying we, I'm royal all of a sudden. On April 4th, we'll be having another guest, Steph Giles. She is a resume expert. I'm going to call her guru. I'm so excited to have her on here. So she's going to be our guest speaker, or guests are on April 4th. So be sure to join us April 4th at 12 o'clock for your Taiki Talk. And again, I am Lauren Young Durbin, and I'm a career transition coach. And I check out my website is taikicoaching.com. And I hope to see you in 2 weeks, or as I like to say, a fortnight. Bye.